Hello, beautifuls. I want to share an analogy today, if you will indulge me. Maybe you play a sport, and let's just pick hockey. Let's say you play hockey, and you've gone all through the season, and you become champions. Your team becomes district, circuit, whatever champions. And now you're going on to the next level. And you are playing in the state or provincial championship. Maybe it's even the Stanley Cup. And we're down to game 7. Now, going into this game, knowing yourself and your life experience, how would you play this game? Would your mindset be that of, all right, this is the last game. I'm going to give it everything I got. I'm going to put my heart and soul into it. And whatever happens, happens. Or is your mindset more, ooh, this is a lot of pressure. I have to win this game. Have to win this game. I'm going to be really controlled, really disciplined. I got to make sure I don't lose that puck. Why am I talking about hockey? Because this analogy is applicable to all of our life experiences. They're two incredibly different mindsets, and the experience of that hockey game as the hockey player is vastly different based on those mindsets. The first one, where they're giving it their all, being present, being mindful, there's a level of allowance and surrender there. To be in that present moment and to have the experience and not so much trying to control the experience. That's a much more enjoyable way to play the game than having all the pressure. The trying to be super controlled and trying to control your teammates. Also, we see in the two different mindsets, there's also a value placed on the end product, right? In the first one, it's like about having fun, putting your all into it, doing your best. And the second mindset is about winning, right? And we can see in that mindset, the journey is identified. The experience is an identification with who we are. So if we lose, we're a loser. If we win, we're a winner. Two very, very different mindsets. And I thought this was such an appropriate analogy for the act of allowance and surrender. We've been talking a little bit about that lately, and I've had several people ask me, how do we put that into practical terms? Well, it's simply making a choice, right? I was talking about something hypothetical, a hockey game. But in essence, that's how we go through our life. We're making those decisions. We've talked about choice points before, all the time. Are we going to be present and aware and allow life to flow through us? And that's what happens when we allow and we surrender. We realize that we're the observer, that life is flowing through us, and essentially nothing we can do guarantees the outcome, right? We are at the mercy, so to speak. But when we are of the other mindset, where we need to win, where we need to be disciplined and control that puck, and the pressure is on, well, that's when we are trying to control our circumstances, the situation, other people, because we feel like we have some sort of control, and it's really just an illusion. And in the meantime, we're busy running around trying to control things, stressed out, and we are losing out on the experience. When we allow and surrender, we accept that there is a level of uncertainty in everything, and yet we can allow that to happen because we know, one, It does not define us. 2, it doesn't change who we are, and the experience will happen whether we are trying to control it or not. One will be just much more enjoyable than the other. You know, allowance and surrender looks like many different things in many different situations. But you can always tell by how it feels in your body. Going back to that analogy of the hockey players. If we look at the first hockey player who's going out there with all his heart and soul to play, yes, there'll be a level of probably anxiety and a little bit of nerves because of the situation. But his body is relaxed and loose and nimble. Whereas when we look at the second player, who's out there with all the pressure and needing to win, there will be a lot of tension, a lot of restriction in the body. And anytime we have restriction, we've talked about this before, energy is blocked. So that flow of energy that allows us to make those amazing once-in-a-lifetime moves and plays are restricted. And this is in every avenue of our life. When we allow life to flow through us, that's when the amazing things happen. But when we think that life is happening to us, or we have some sort of control over life, that's when we're bound with restriction. That's when frustration levels rise. I thank you so much for enduring this analogy, and the invitation, as always, because I can't leave you without an invitation, is to look at your day today, be an observer, and look at a situation or an event that is occurring and notice, are you trying to control it? Are you allowing some sort of level of uncertainty to happen and simply observe it? To watch what is happening and allow life to flow through you. That does not mean a state of inactivity at all. But when we allow life to flow through us, we are divinely guided and instructed in our actions. That's when the once-in-a-lifetime moves and plays happen. So in order to be this observer, we need to slow down. We need to be mindful. And we might start with something really simple like washing the dishes. Are we enjoying that task? Are we giving it our all? Or are we in a hurry to get it done, to move on to the next thing? Because that is a sign that we are not surrendered and we are trying to control the situation. As always, until we speak again, please be well.